Hello, everyone. Once again, it's the Retired Guy here on Main Street Sanity, a retiree's take. I think today we're going to talk about, let's take stock in where we're at as a country. And first, I'm going to start out with, as I always reiterate, is we have, since 2000, somewhere in there, we have changed from a two-party system to a three-party. Republican Party, Socialist Party, Democrat Party. But as I always say, there's only one Democrat in the Democrat Party, Senator John Fetterman, the voice of common sense, the only voice of common sense on the left. And what we have now, we're going to talk a little bit about the Socialist Party. And I think I'll start out with what I saw yesterday about Murphy in, was he Connecticut, I think? And I will call him definitely a, what's the word I'm looking for? Agent of Iran. Because if you look back in the last, since Obama was president, he has been pro-Iran in everything he says, pro-Iran. And of course, when Iran says that 26 ships will run the blockade, he says, awesome. He was literally happy for fake news. And that's what it was, because we all know that ships aren't going to run the blockade because the United States Navy is going to shoot them, as they should. And I have no qualms with that whatsoever. Wish I was there with them. And of course, then he says, well, it was sarcasm. No, it wasn't. He was literally happy with that. And that's why I say he's an agent for Iran. He has to be. He's a traitor to the United States of America. And if you look at everything that the Socialist Party is saying, it's pro-Iran. They're okay with Iran having a nuclear weapon because if they have a nuclear weapon, that means they would use it on Israel, which makes the Socialist Party happy. They hate Israel. They're anti-Semitic. And they would have no concern with them using it on Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, none whatsoever. They would be fine with them using it on everybody in the Middle East. And then Iran would get intercontinental ballistic missiles, and they threatened us. And of course, then the Socialist Party said, well, what do you want? And we would become a servant to Iran. The Socialist Party is okay with that. Because just like in Iran, the leaders have nothing to worry about. They have everything they want. If these people become the leaders, they'll have everything they want, and they will dish out the scraps to everybody else. Case in point, look at Iran. The leaders have whatever they want. The people have nothing. Literally nothing. They have no water, no food. And whatever the leaders want to give them, that's what they get. That's what will happen here. I always like Chicken Bernie Sanders saying they want to go after the billionaires and millionaires because they're not getting taxed enough. But yet he flies around on private jets, has 3 or 4 homes, How did he become a millionaire? Is he getting taxed? I bet you he's not. Well, he's getting taxed like everybody else. Is he going to jump up and raise his taxes too? Begs the question, doesn't it? But these people get into power, and this is what's going to happen. You're going to get the little leftovers that they decide they want to dole out to everybody. They're anti-American. They're pro-communist, pro-crime, pro-Iran, and everything they do and everything they say. Just stop and listen to what they're saying. They'll always want to talk it back. Well, that's not what I meant. It's exactly what they meant. It's always exactly what they meant. Let's look at the wolf in sheep's clothing in Virginia. Scam burglar. What she pretended, oh, I'm a moderate Democrat. No, you're not a Democrat at all. You're a socialist. And what has she done? All the taxes she's raised, she no longer works with ICE, and already had a couple of people killed by illegal immigrants that they're protecting. She's okay with that. The Attorney General for that state is happy with that. Remember everything he said, and yet they voted him in. So that's what tells you what type of people are in Virginia. And now what they did, the gerrymandering, they have no bones. No, they had no bones about what they did. They did it literally to take power. That's all they did it for. Literally to take power back. And if they take over the Congress, I guarantee the first day that Chucklehead is the Speaker of the House, they'll bring up, file impeachment against President Trump, Secretary Hegseth, Secretary Kennedy, Secretary Bessent, every single one in the cabinet. Mark my words. It's exactly what they're going to do. If we give them 1 ounce of power, that's exactly what they're going to do. They've already said they're going to pack the court and nuke the filibuster. And the stupid Republicans, and I will call them stupid in the Senate, if they don't get off their butts and sit there and say, you want to know something? Time to attack. And just attack. Nuke the filibuster, get everything passed they need to get passed, get the country moving the way it should be moving, and we will lock the Socialist Party out forever. But they won't, because they're chicken. They got no guts. They got no balls, just like Chuck Schumer. But at least Ocasio-Crazy has his. We know where they're at. The Republicans, I don't know if they've ever had any. So, but that's, taking stock. That's kind of, I think, where we're at is we have the Socialist Party, which is totally pro-Iran. They've proven it day after day. And, of course, the major networks, they're pro-Iran. I was watching an interview with Katie Turd, and the one congressman from New York, I can't remember his name, Republican, and she's talking about the president negotiating with Iran. And, why hasn't, something been done, in the negotiation process and so on. And he started saying, well, hold on a second here. Let's put this in context. Obama negotiated for 2 years, and now, but she's, well, no, I'm not. I don't want to talk about President Obama. I want to talk about President Trump. He goes, no. He goes, you need to put it in context. This guy, he did it for 2 years, and she's sitting there. She wants to stop that portion of the interview because it doesn't fit their narrative. President Trump has negotiated for 2 weeks with them. Obama for 2 years and gave them billions of dollars. With President Trump, they're losing $500 million a day. He's not giving them billions of dollars. He's taking billions of dollars away from them with the blockade. But Katie Turd, she wanted to stop drown him out from sitting there saying, let's put it in context, get some background here on how everything's proceeding. And she didn't want to have any of it. She just like those idiots on MS Now, and of course the pigs on the View. So they're just all agents of Iran, pro-Iran. Iran has to be happy with these people because they're just reiterating everything Iran is saying, which we know they freaking lie through their teeth. But, these people get traction. And until we as a group sit here and say, you want to know something? Let's no longer watch their networks. I literally do not watch those networks. I don't. There's nothing on there I want to watch that isn't covered in DEI or anti-Republican, anti-conservative. So I just don't watch it. None of them. I literally do not watch any network. I watch Fox News, the History Channel, which is always really good, Travel Channel, National Geographic. I have enough other channels to watch that I get more than enough good TV. As for movies, there's still a couple movie stars I will watch because they don't throw in the DEI. They don't cater to we got to have, gays, minorities, this, and this. You have to have so many of them, and so on. I still watch a few of their movies, but for the most part, 99% of these actors, I refuse to even watch any of their movies. And like I said in an earlier podcast, Leguizamo or whatever his name is, I figured he was speaking for the Screen Actors Guild when he says, do not watch my movies. I don't want you to watch my movies. So I'm figuring he's talking for everybody. So I don't watch any of their movies. I think everyone should take that to heart. Why not? Those actors mean absolutely zero to me. They don't impact my life whatsoever, just like I don't impact their life. So, so I just don't cater to them. And I make sure they don't get any of my money. And that's just kind of the way I think about that. But as a nation, we really have to sit down and look and listen to some of the Socialist Party. They're telling you everything, how they think, what they believe, and how they're going to govern you. And I guarantee if you sit down and listen, you really don't want to be governed that way. I know I don't. And like for most of these people, like that Murphy, I think he's a traitor. And I truly do. I think he's an agent of Iran. And listening to some of the other ones, I think they are too. Is Iran paying them? I don't know. Just like, oh man, I married my brother Omar. Oh, I made a mistake on my taxes. A $29,500,000 mistake. That's a $29,905,000 mistake. And $29,500,000 mistake. Yeah, I gotta get my math right here. Yeah, I believe that a whole lot. Just like I heard a comment the other day. Maybe she learned math at the Luring Center. That's where she learned it. The Somali Luring Center math. That's exactly what that sounds like. And I wish we'd send her back to Somalia where she belongs. And but anyways, yeah, it's time. I think it's time just to sit down, listen to what they're saying, and when they do get called out on it and they try to walk it back, no. It's truly what they believe. And in Virginia, like I said, scam burglar, she lied through her teeth, but everyone is fine with that. No one wants to sit there and call them out. And I don't understand why. But, they always talk about free stuff. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. How's that working out in New York? That's not working out too well there. When you got the stupid governor begging billionaires to come back so she can tax them because New York needs the money. And a few years ago, she told them to just go ahead and leave. So they went and left. That didn't work out well for her, did it? And, oh yeah, how many billionaires are going to sit and say, oh yeah, let me go back to New York so I can get taxed more. Yeah. I wonder how many smart billionaires are going to do that. I bet you not many. But that's socialism, and everything they want to do, free. There's nothing free. Somewhere along the lines, you get something, you say, I got this free. You didn't get it free. You're paying for it somewhere, or you're going to pay for it. So I think that'd be enough for today. I just wanted to throw a little bit out there, my concerns, and taking stock on I think where we're at. Feel free, email me at retiredguys@myyahoo.com. I'll answer any questions. I do throw these on YouTube. I've started doing that, figured that out, and hope to see people. I've got a few people actually do get on my podcast, and I appreciate it. Appreciate them all. And if you like it, tell people about it and let them know. Till the next time, everybody have a good day. Thank you all.